It's alive. It's running. We got our $1,000 car fixed. Let's find out what all went into it. Let's get started. So if you didn't see the last video, the link is actually in the description. Mrs. Wizard found this 2000 Lexus ES300 on Facebook Marketplace for $1,000. It said the transmission is shelled out, but the rest of the car is great. We thought, it's kind of a gamble, but let's do it. Let's go for it and see, is there cars out there that you can go spend $1,000 to buy it, maybe a little bit more to get a good used transmission, put it in, and have a viable, good running car. And it has turned out to be true that that is what happened here. This has about 174,000 miles on it. The AC works, the heat works, the power windows, everything works on it. Just had a shelled out transmission. So we're going to go ahead and go for a drive in this thing and test it out with you guys, see how it does. And we're going to come back while we're driving. Grimes actually almost has the old transmission apart. We're going to dive in and find out what went wrong with this thing. Why was it locked up so hard? But first, let's go check this thing out. Well, that window works. Everything's looking good there. While we're backing out, Mrs. Wizard can pan around to the cluster and show. It has no check engine lights, no warning lights or nothing. The steering wheel does make a weird moaning noise when we're turning. It's kind of hilarious. Kind of a weird noise there, but nothing wrong. Just plastic squeaking. Here we go. Oh, it's shifting through the gears. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Very, very good. This thing's awfully quiet, Mrs. Wizard.
I thought it'd be a good deal.
It drives like a new car.
It kind of smells like one. It smells nice in here.
It does. It's a very good condition car that just had an unfortunate catastrophe happen to the transmission. It destroyed it. So, got a good used one put in. Grimes actually did all the work, did a good job. Everything's perfect. Nice AC is blowing nice and cold.
It better be. It's 105 out there.
Very hot in Kansas. Really, it's hot everywhere in America, maybe even in the world right now. It's super hot everywhere.
I don't know. I bet our viewers down in Australia are definitely a little chillier than we are today. Maybe we should visit down there. Maybe so. It shows very clean and very smooth. I'm very happy with that. Very nice. Try out these wipers here. Well, they actually do a good job. Wow. This is proving to be a very good purchase. The steering wheel actually makes sounds like the teacher on Charlie Brown. Since Mrs. Wizard's a teacher, I'll turn into here and see if she can translate for us. Here we go. Oh yeah, that was totally, I made the perfect purchase and then I saved this from the brink of death at a junkyard.
There we go.
That's what those 3 squeaks said for sure.
Well, let's get this thing back over here and finish checking out the fluids and everything. Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark. It's a VPN that keeps your surfing private and secure. The internet is getting more and more sketchy every day. Using Surfshark is like driving a car with tinted windows. It prevents others from seeing who's in the car and what they're doing. Surfshark has many great features to keep you safe, but the one I really like is using it when I'm on public Wi-Fi. You know, when you're traveling or at a coffee shop. I know Surfshark encryption keeps me safe when I have to change a quick YouTube setting or buy an emergency part order for the guys at the shop when I'm out of town. I even feel secure enough to check my bank account using it. A feature that I know many of you will like is being able to see content that you're not allowed to access where you live. I felt really bad when viewers would say in my video comments that they couldn't use Motor Trend to see car issues from their country. You know that the TV series Hoovy made, where he brought me crazy hoopties. Using Surfshark allows you to change the country you're surfing from and access sites blocked in your area. And it works on Android, iOS, Mac, or Windows devices. If you're worried it'll cost a fortune, you're wrong. Surfshark costs about as much as a quart of oil each month. Some cars on the road burn that much each month anyways. It also works in over 100 countries and travels with you. One subscription can be shared with unlimited devices, so when my daughter is at school, I know she is safe, and when she needs more cash, I know she will get it when I send it her way. You can take advantage of this great service today and get an exclusive Surfshark deal. Enter promo code CARWIZARD for an extra 3 months free at surfshark.deal/CarWizard. That link and code are in the description below, so please check them out. Now back to cars. Go ahead and open the hood on this thing. We just put valve cover gaskets while it was out. Grimes actually pulled the whole powertrain out the bottom, the whole cradle and everything, and sealed up a few leaks, took care of swapping out the transmission for the good one. We did check and see that the fluid is at the proper level, but just make sure it's nice, clean. Yeah, looks good there. Engine oil's right at full. Power steering is full. Antifreeze is right in the full hot. Brake fluid is full. Everything looks good. Well, I consider that a success. It runs, it drives, it goes through the gears. Everything works like it should. It's not leaking anymore. We're going to now dive into the old transmission. Grimes almost has it all apart. I think he's ready for us over there. We're going to pull some clutches out and let you guys see the carnage. I know you guys like to see some carnage. We're definitely going to deliver today. You got this thing into pieces and there's glitter everywhere.
Yeah, you're here for the fun moment. I started pulling this assembly out and I heard clattering and looked down there. There were a ton of needle bearings and some bearing material.
Oh my goodness.
Sitting in there. So we'll come the rest of the way out. This is what was actually seized up.
I'll hold it for you here.
I might need my hammer. Punch that through the backside there. There we go. Yeah, when you came by earlier, we saw that one of these clutches was
look at all that gold metal. Oh, you could cut your finger on that.
Yeah, that thing's gold really bad.
Ooh.
It looks like it wore through. Oh yeah.
There's like not even any material left.
Not on that one. Yeah, that one's completely missing. I'd like to get to that one that's completely destroyed. But it may not let us. It looks like it started eating into the drum itself.
Oh my goodness. This thing's just floating around.
Yeah. Yeah, she's real bad. Looks like it.
Oh, look at the gearing down in there. That's a planetary. It's all.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
There's where our chunks were coming from.
There's some chunks falling out right there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when I first opened this thing up, I took the case end off of it, and I noticed a little bit of scoring and galling right here on that surface there.
Yeah.
You can see this had been pushed into the case end, which, yeah, this pretty much confirms our failure there. What happened, I honestly can't tell you what the mode of failure was. I know that the bearing exploded, and
I don't think those are going to come off.
Yeah. Probably have to try real hard to get that off, but
look at all these bearing pieces. Let's move this case. I saw a bunch of. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got needle bearings and gear chunks and all sorts of good glitter there.
Wow.
And
look inside of the case there, Grimes. The case is ruined.
Oh yeah.
Everything's ruined
That's
on this.
Toast.
So this thing's so far gone that the idea of rebuilding it is like not possible, is it?
No.
No.
And you can see those steels there got really hot.
They're black.
Yeah. There's what they should look like.
Like a nice steel color, and those turn completely black, yeah.
And what I found really odd is when we pulled apart the other clutch packs, there's plenty of material on them, and on some of them you can even make out the original text. And this thing's got 173,000 on it, I think, which that was really surprising. So, yeah, we had some sort of failure inside this planetary, and just caused a chain reaction. Swelled up so bad that everything bound up, and car would no longer move. I think we got it to roll about 5 feet once before it bound up again.
That is so messed up.
Oh yeah, those are the pins for the those little planetary gears.
Yeah,
there.
this one's missing.
That one's gone.
Oh, there's a gear flopping around in there. I wonder if this would come out if we pried it out or something.
I'm not a transmission tech.
Probably not.
No.
It's too galled up in there.
Yeah, this thing took quite a bit to get this out. Oh, and you can see that that drum there.
Yeah.
Got really hot.
My goodness.
Yeah, I had to use a slide hammer to pull this section out. It was really weird. The rest of it, everything looks fine. This planetary is okay. All of the clutches and everything else that I took apart, everything else was good. There's, you know, you still see the original factory text on them, so this had almost no wear at all. Give you an idea what the planetary should be doing.
So it should be able to spin freely like that.
It doesn't really happen with
This one is...
gears exploded.
No, that one's done. So everything else actually wasn't too bad. It was just a main catastrophe in this drum right here, and it sent pieces everywhere, which obviously, and you can see inside the case, it ruined the case.
Yeah, and then I think all of this heat damage came from trying to run it and overcome that being broken, and it just overheated the clutches, burned everything out, and luckily the smell-o-vision is not a thing because this doesn't smell good.
It smells like a forest fire. Yeah. It's really bad.
Everything else looked fine. Torque converter didn't look like it had any heat damage. Even the diff.
Let's take a look down there.
Yeah, even the differential, everything looked perfectly fine on it. Just a ton of shavings in the pan, all over the valve body, and inside the filter. Made quite the mess of everything.
Look at that. Yeah, I showed that on the last video.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, when I did the swap, I hadn't actually taken the pan or anything out, and was pretty surprised when I pulled that off of there.
That's bad.
Yeah, she's toast.
So this would be a situation in a transmission shop where they would just stop. They'd say, you're getting a new transmission. There's no way there's any kind of warranty they're going to offer with all these broken pieces. These parts are good, they look good, but would they last another 50,000 miles? This thing is completely shot.
Now, once you see pretty extensive damage like that, galling in the case, you're either buying another core to rebuild, or just buying a whole new transmission.
Whole new transmission, that's right. And obviously you definitely flushed the transmission cooler out when we put the good used one in, right?
Yep.
Obviously. That's definitely something I've actually argued with customers about. They're like, I'm telling them I'm going to flush out the cooler. They're like, why? All this is in your cooler, too. So I've had issues where AC compressors blow up. They say, just replace the compressor. No.
Gotta replace the
all
dryer.
This is inside your AC system, everywhere. So, yeah, you have to think of those things. You can't just swap the one bad component out. That's like replacing this here and saying, put the rest back together. Why would you do that? We'll go ahead and put this in the scrap bin. There's nothing usable on this transmission.
What are you talking about? I was going to put it back together.
You're going to put it in another car and send it, huh? Nah, this thing's trash. All right, well, thanks for taking that apart, Grimes. It definitely gave us the answers we were looking for.
Yeah, it's always good to see exactly where the failure happened.
Yep. And you guys can actually check out Grimes' action on 100% Jake. There'll be a link in the description to go check out his channel, too. There's all kinds of things Grimes has got going on. Definitely glad to have him on board. Excellent work. So, thank you again. I'll let you get back to this.
All right.
So just like the Nissan Juke that we're currently driving around, we took a gamble on it. You guys can go check out that video as well. We fixed the engine. There's a link in the description below for that one as well. And it's still driving today. We have success with this one. I'm very happy about that. It's easy to think, well, you took advantage of these people, Car Wizard. All they needed was a transmission. You could have fixed it for them. No. The seller said, we're done with this. We want $1,000. We gave them the full amount. Mrs. Wizard completed the sale, got the money transferred over. They wanted $1,000. We gave them $1,000. That's exactly what they wanted. It is kind of a gamble today with used cars. You really need to be on your toes. Actually, if you head over to Mrs. Wizard's Ways, which is Mrs. Wizard's channel, she has some stories there. Last weekend, we went to look for a car for her, and it turned into absolute disaster at a car lot. You definitely want to head on over to check out what she has to say there. We were smart enough not to purchase after the things that we found there, which she'll tell you on her video. We got in our car and left. Said, see ya, suckers. We are not falling for that. We have plans for this car, which will be in the next video we do on this. You definitely want to hit the subscribe button to find out what happens to this car. But it's going to be a really, really good thing that we do with this. So before we go, make sure to go to Mrs. Wizard's Ways. Check out the story there. Also check out 100% Jake if you want some more Grimes action. And also we have Amazon affiliates link in the description below that list all the tools we use here in the shop. They're for sale. You can go buy them. We get a small cut and we really appreciate it. And again, make sure to hit the subscribe button here on Car Wizard channel because I've made another purchase that will be coming through soon. Thanks for watching.